Hello everyone, and today I've got new releases from Iconic London. I'll be testing out their brand new primer and their new highlighter, and the big one is this face palette here, which I am hoping can do everything I need it to for my face, and I'm going to try it on my eyes because I would like to see if this really could be an all-rounder that I could pack away on holiday especially and pretty much do everything. So find out with me today if this works. And before I start the video, if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah, I'm 47, I'm not a professional, just somebody who loves makeup, and here on my channel I like to show you new products, favourites, tutorials of my favourite looks, anything beauty related I think might interest you. And if you think that's something you'll enjoy, please do like and subscribe below, it really does help my channel, and if you could comment below, that really does help me too, even if it's just to say hello. And on to the video. Before I start the primer, I always do my eyebrows first, so I've left my eyebrows today, and they sent me this as a freebie with purchase, which is just beautiful. Just look at this brush, this eyebrow brush. Although it does look quite huge, like a toothbrush. So I'm not sure if that will work. I'm used to using the little spoolies. It comes with this brow silk, and the packaging from Iconic London is just lovely, isn't it? So here we are, the brow silk is inside, and now I'm going to do this, see what happens. So I'm just going to brush them up. I don't feel like I can be precise like I would with my normal ones. But it does feel quite similar to the freeze gel, brow gel that I use from other products. So it is lifting them up, look, and setting them in place. It does feel strange using this brush. I'm not sure this is a very accurate way of doing them if you're just looking for a very quick way of getting your brows to sit nicely, stay up and be brushed and separated, then yeah, seems to be doing the job. I'm just popping a bit of micellar water on the end of a Q-tip and wiping above now because the brush does distribute quite a lot of the product and this will disturb foundation. But I do like to do it first because if I put foundation on before my eyebrows, then I just find that it doesn't settle properly, it just spreads out and doesn't last the day, so this is the best way for me to do it. This is their new Velvet Smooth Pore-refining Primer. You get 30 ml in the bottle and it retails for £24. It's described as a whipped balmy primer that diffuses pores for cloud-like skin. I'll just show you what it looks like. At the moment, my pores around my nose, if they can be seen on camera, you're getting to see me looking fully hideous right now. My pores are showing up really badly here, so I'll be quite interested to see if it does much with them. I think I'll start the primer by there. I'm not expecting this to correct any redness. I can say that it feels lovely. It reminds me a bit of the feeling you get when you put the Pore Professional on, but it's a bit thicker. My face will go red as I apply this because that's what my face does when I apply anything these days. So it's nothing to do with the product and it will wear off. Well, I don't know if I'm imagining it, but I don't really think I can see the pores. It's worked, look. Wow. Okay, well this does what it says on the tin. Really quite amazed by that because whenever I try products that say they'll do that, they never do. So there we go. I think that has. The big one for me now is where the foundation will sit on it without my chin and nose breaking up, because a lot of products do not like working together for me like that these days. And this is supposed to work well with their blurring skin tint, so that's exactly what I'm going to use. I have mine here in the shade Neutral Light. I'll just pop a bit up here. I'm going to use my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. This is a skin tint that I use quite a lot. I think I've had it now about 18 months and I've never had a problem with it. Obviously it's a skin tint, so it's not giving much coverage, but you can see how this instantly, it does blur, and it's very skin-like. This is a lovely one actually, it's one of my favourite skin tints. You can see it now going over my nose, hopefully cancelling out the redness. And for a skin tint, I think this gives more coverage than most I've tried, to be fair. So it's not giving you medium coverage, it's light to medium, but for a skin tint it does give you more. Well, that has sat very, very well on top of the primer, I must say. It does blur out. I can still see pores because they're a bit shiny, but they are blurred out much more than they were. And for a skin tint coverage, that level of blurring for me is really good. This really is a very lovely one to try. And I do have here their 2-in-1 concealer. So this one has a brightener on the end, and then on this end it has the concealer. And this is in shade Neutral Fair. So I'm going to put a little bit of the brightener under the eye, which is a bit risky for me because this means double layers under the eye. But anyway, we're going to risk it. I'm going to put a little bit underneath the eyebrow. That does a lovely job under the eyebrow look. I'm using my Nikki LaRose N16 brush, which I love, from BK Beauty, to do this. Now I'm just going to tap in the brightener underneath here. That really does a very nice job under the eyebrows, you know. Forgot, because I haven't pulled this out since I first tested it actually. I bought it and I really liked it and I used it for a couple of weeks and then moved on to the next test. Oh, that gives really nice brightening look. Look at that. That's with just the brightener on. Now the concealer. This is a medium to full concealer. It promises to lift and give a luminous finish. And it also contains caffeine to target those dark circles. And I'm just popping it on my eyelids to try and cancel out the purple a bit. It's caked up really badly now. Look, I just can't put these two together. I'm just going to go off camera and I'm going to take the brightener off and just use the concealer. So I've gone back in just with the concealer, which is better, but still a tiny bit of caking here. So at the moment in the winter, for mature skin on me, this doesn't work so well, I'm afraid. But it has given me brightening and I do love what the brightener does underneath the eyebrows. This did work quite well for me in the summer, so I think this is a winter thing for me. It's still a lovely product, but not the best for me under the eyes. Just okay, that's about it really. Anyway, we're here to see this new product, and this is the face palette. It's extremely difficult not to muck this up because look, handprints immediately. So this palette has 2 blushes, 3 bronzers and 1 highlight. So I'm going to use the deeper bronzer as a contour. It does look very dark for that, but I'm still going to give it a go. And I might try these on the eyes with the highlighter, and obviously highlighter and blush on the cheeks. And I bought this kit in the bundle with the brush for applying it, and together these cost £43.50. And in fact it's called Less Faff, More Fab. So the idea is quick and everything in one place. Using my BK Beauty 207 brush, I'm going to go into this darkest contour and see if this is going to be too dark for me to use. Well, probably not actually. As a nose contour shade. Yeah, so this works quite nicely as a nose contour. Just taking it there under the brow. I think that works actually on my skin tone, just about. I know it comes with a brush, but I do need to try, I do need to use this brush for this section because this is the only brush I trust to do this job. Oh, it's working, it's working. I thought it was going to be way too deep then. This is my BK Beauty 109. Which is the only brush I would ever use for contouring with creams like this. This shade looks alarming, but then it's very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, which works very well on my skin, so it does look alarming, but it's blending out very easily, look. I'm literally dabbing in, I don't need much at all, obviously because of the strength of the colour. Yeah, it's working very easily and very nicely. I'm pleased with that. And then a bit under the chin. So if you are going to use this as a contour, I think it does work on fair skin like mine. Probably work a lot better on darker tones as well, because I really just need the tiniest little bit, otherwise it will look crazy. It's already a little bit too deep here, but that will all sort itself out as I apply more products, I think. And I will be going in with concealer at the end, a little bit under the lip. And just buffing that out. So now I'm going to try the lightest bronzer using the brush that came with the bundle. Yeah, that's quite nice. They're definitely very easy. They're not difficult at all. They're not applying in a sort of patchy way. They're blending out very well. You could build it up. It's incredibly light. You can see it's not showing up a lot. But for my skin tone, it's probably just about right, to be honest. The only thing is, the concealer has made my under eye so white and brightened. It's a little bit too much. In fact, I might just take a little bit of the bronzer underneath there, just a tiny bit, without adding any to the brush. Just to take away the whiteness a little bit. I quite like that. With the contour, it's working nicely together. I'm going to put a tiny bit of the middle bronze, just so you can see, but I don't really want to use much of this. There, you can see that's the shade of it. So maybe if I was more tanned, wearing a tan rather, because I try not to get tanned. But yeah, that's quite a nice. It's quite a nice way to layer actually with the three. So far so good. Now to decide on the blush. I think I'll go in with the pink, and I might try the orange one on the eyes. Again, this is not massively pigmented, so it's not coming out really strong the second it hits your cheeks. So this is my third tap in. I think it's building up nicely. This really is easy. This might, we need to see with the eyes, but this might just do what I want it to. Which is mean that when I go away, which I'm actually doing, I'm going away with my family for a full week off at the end of this week, and I don't want to take lots of makeup. I want a break from doing all my complicated makeup routines. I wanted something I can just pack lightly, so I'm really hoping this might be it. I like that. It's got a very fresh, natural look to it, hasn't it? Just take a little bit across the higher point of the cheekbone there. Now I'm going to put some of the highlighter just on this side here, because at the end I will powder down and use the new highlighter on that side, so you can see what that looks like. Just pop in the highlighter. I'm using the same brush because the idea is one brush does everything. I would normally use a slightly thinner one. Yeah, that's giving a bit more of a shine. It's very nice actually. It just sort of blends naturally instead of sitting in a line. It's blended in so nicely with the blush. It's not emphasising texture at all. Okay, so this palette is looking easy. Does everything so far for the face, and it's mature skin friendly for me. I like this. So I'm now going to try this on the eyes. I've got my Merit No. 2 brush for this. This is not Iconic London. This brush, it's a stain there, it's not dirty. This brush I have a backup for, which tells you how much I love it. It's just brilliant for cream products. You've got the thick end for applying the cream eyeshadow, and then you've got the tip here for eyeliner. It's just perfect brush. Go into this brown here. I've gone in with the tip first. I'm going to use this to just start here, and then going in with the thicker end, I'm going to start working this across. I'm hoping it'll be just like on the face, and it'll just blend in very easily without me having to do much work. Yeah, just like with the cheeks, it's blending out very nicely. So now I'm going to try some of this peachy blush across the eyelid, and this just sweeps on with ease, to be honest. Blends up there with the brown. And obviously this isn't a fancy look, we're looking for a quick and easy look. I'm just putting a bit more of the peach on to try and build up a bit. There we are, that's given enough of a peachy pop, I think. I think it will need to be set down though, because it is very, very creamy. Now with the tip here, I've gone into the darkest bronzer, which I used as my contour earlier, and I'm going to use this more as a liner, which really is hoping that this would work because it might not stay put, but again, we're going for quick and easy here. So now I'm just going to finish what I didn't do earlier, which is a little bit of brightening up with the concealer, and I'm putting some around my nose because the redness is not covered completely by the skin tint. Sorry, that's my dog outside barking at everything that goes past. There she goes again. She's a nightmare at the moment, every little noise outside. You can see this concealer, even though it says medium to full coverage, it's quite light. It's not a very thick one and it goes in very easily. Whilst that does brighten it, I think it makes the edge too harsh, so just tap over it then using the foundation brush. And now I'm just going to powder over everything to set it in. I'll show you what one side looks like without the powder and with. Using my trusty Givenchy Prism Libre powder here. So obviously with cream products, some people would prefer to leave it looking glowy. And this is how it looks when it's set back with powder. So for me, if I don't powder it, it'll just disappear within an hour or so. So I have to. And I think because I've used these products on the eyes, I'm going to have to dab a little bit over there, otherwise this has no chance of staying put. But let's be fair, this is not actually supposed to be for the eyes. This was just me trying to use the palette for every single purpose. But I will now powder the rest of the face. Because the powdering takes the colour away a bit, I'm just popping a bit of the cream blush on top now to see if it can sit on top of powder, which is always, and the answer to that is absolutely yes. Excellent. This palette's really working wonders at the moment. It's doing everything. I thought this was going to be a very tricky thing to try for the very first time on camera, to be honest. I didn't know if it would be this much of a success, but everything has performed brilliantly. So this is working under and over powder. Brilliant. So again, perfect if you just want a quick top up. Might just stick a bit more bronzer over the top as well. So hopefully where I've set it down, it just helps to lock in what I did at first. So at least if this bit wears off, I've still got my base sitting there nicely. Do you know what really stands out for me is the brightening stick I used from the concealer underneath the eyebrow. Really, really like that. So just popping on a lip liner that's quite a natural colour. This isn't Iconic, this is E.L.F actually, but I've really enjoyed this one. This is £2, this lip liner, and it works so well. And since this is such a natural look, I'm just going to pop on some lip oil. This is my Guerlain. This is their Kiss Kiss Bee oil, which is so nice. This is actually lavender. And this shade just really enhances my lip colour, I think. Honestly, the softest doe foot. And such a thick lip oil, but comfortable. Oh, my favourite at the moment. So the last thing to try now is this brand new Lift and Luminous highlighter. This is a baked highlighting formula. I think I'll just swatch this. I haven't even swatched it yet. It's literally just arrived. It feels very silky, soft and smooth. Well, this looks like it's going to be a really good highlighter for me. It's not one of those grainy, chunky, glittery ones, just really smooth. So using the other end of the brush that came with my face palette, let's see what this does. As I was hoping, this is not going on in a chunky way at all. That is really nice. I hope the camera's picking that up. It's one of these, that's really good, you know. That is not emphasising texture either, just like the cream one which I did on this side. I am going to put some on this side on top of the cream one because this one is obviously a lot more impactful and I want both sides to match up. Really pretty. And you know, I might put a little bit on my little finger and take this to the middle of my eye give it a bit of a pop. In fact, I'm going to take it across the whole eyelid. I think it sits quite nicely on top of that peach. Oh yeah, that's lovely. Okay, so maybe for holiday I need the face palette and I need this highlighter powder. It's extremely lightweight, honestly. It really is silky. I love this sort of formula. Oh, I like that. I'm going to pop a bit in the inner corner as well. I won't put any under the eyebrows because the brightening pen I used has done the job there. So there we go. This has been a very easy, I'm quite impressed. It's been a very easy look. This face palette has done a lot more than I thought it could, to be honest with you. I was hoping I could pull this off, but you just never know if it's going to be a complete fail, and I hate it when I have to say products don't work. The concealer, which isn't that new, like I said, I think it launched last year, is a bit of a disaster for me. It does cake up a bit, and you can see the darkness underneath my eyes here hasn't gone completely with it. So it's not the best concealer, there's a bit of caking there. But I'm not here to show you that really. This is what we're here to see today. This and the highlighter and the primer, and all of them have just really been brilliant. I'm very happy with the way my pores are looking. It's worked really nicely with their skin tint, the primer. Sorry, my dogs are just terrible today. So yeah, the primer's worked very nicely with the skin tint. It definitely has reduced the pores and blurred and given me a nice light coverage with the skin tint. And together I think these are a very good combination, worth trying. But this face palette, I think that's the real winner, isn't it? Because I have been able to do absolutely everything. My whole face. I think this is what's needed to bring the glam at the end. So, packing for my holiday, I need this and I need this. And I just need my base, which is fabulous. I'm really happy with this look, I really am. I think it's a very natural, pretty, easy look. So I can't say anything but I recommend them, I really do. All the links for these products are below if you want to try them. I think that they've literally just launched in the last week or so, maybe the last 2 weeks, but they came to my attention this week, that's why I'm doing this now. But they are all very new and definitely worth trying out. So I hope this video has been helpful to you, and if you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe below. It really does help my channel, and hopefully I'll see you again for my next video. Bye!